What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Wrestling Wednesday. My name is Chris J. That's Willie Will. Thank you guys for tuning in. My bad for last week. I was sick. I don't know if I had a cold or a flu or both. It's always good to take medicine that specializes in taking care of both of them. I feel much better now. I'm still a little bit coughing. Where are my cough drops at? It's over there somewhere. So, like I said, we're just one thing that me and Will try not to do is 2 weeks in a row of missing content. If we miss one Wednesday, don't worry, we'll be back the next week Wednesday. But I had to get better. I'm a lot better now, so we're back. We got a lot to talk. We got two topics to talk about. We'll try to sprinkle in a little things here and there, but we are going to focus on the topic. I know some of y'all saw that. Excuse me, saw the title. Like, is you for real? Yes, this is a legit question. I got it. We have to ask. We always like main event Jay, but we need to ask: is he really a main eventer as the world heavyweight champion? We will discuss that. But before we get into the first topic, Will, what's good, man? Sorry about last week. That was my bad.
Hey, you good. I'm happy to hear that you're doing better, G. So, sometimes life happens, but wrestling is always going on. So, we always got something to talk about. So, even if we do take a break, we still got something to talk about. Big dog. Plus, we definitely need to talk about what just happened recently. Oh, excuse me. Definitely need to talk about what happened recently and why it is that once again, Paul Heyman proved on Monday why he is indeed the great, the one, the man. But yeah, I think everything that he said and did on Monday, pretty much, he was already solidified, but that just further proved why he was like the considered the man. But yeah, man, we still got stuff to talk about.
Right. And matter of fact, let's get Saturday out the way. We have a pay-per-view this coming Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. If you saw the title of the poster, I'm looking at it right now. It's One Last Time. John Cena versus Randy Orton. Backlash in Randy Orton's hometown of St. Louis. But let's start from the bottom and work our way up. We don't know what match is going to start the night off first. But let's start with a rematch for the Intercontinental Championship. We have, see, almost sounded like AJ trying to pronounce that damn word, which is all the more reason why I wore his hoodie today. Ladies and gentlemen, where we at? Where we at? Here we go. Dominic Mysterio defends his title against Penta for the second time. Last week, no, 2 weeks ago, he defended that title against Penta. Penta almost came close, but JD Madonna returned and made sure that the Intercontinental title stayed in Judgment Day. Now, if this match this Saturday, as much as I love Penta, I think it's going to be more of the same. I think it's going to be more of the same. I would like to say Felix will get involved. I don't see it. Not yet, at least. But I have Dominic walking out of St. Louis as still champion.
I'm gonna tell you like this: we just had the prediction about Jacob Fatu. As
Mm-hmm.
long as a certain someone didn't interfere or was allowed to be a nuisance or add to the match, then Jacob Fatu will win. What happened with Jacob Fatu?
He walked out of WrestleMania as United States champion.
There we go. I have the same feeling about interference in between Dominic and Penta. I think if Penta has been putting in the work and he's been studying Dominic, then Penta can walk away with this title as long as there's no interference. I'm
Right.
not saying that Dominic isn't good, but I really just want to see Penta get that gold around his waist. That's just me.
I, me too. I would like to see that too. Granted, because I want Penta to be a champion, but before the end of the year, whether it be Intercontinental or even tag team with his brother.
Yeah.
But I'm not ready to get that title off of Dominic yet. I think there's still there's still something there. Oh, I'm tripping. This is a prediction show. Copy and paste. Anybody wants to pull up, they're more than welcome to. My bad. I forgot this is a prediction show. All right, y'all. The link is dropped in the chat. I'll pin it to the top. If you want to come and join the panel, you're more than welcome to. But I'm not ready to relinquish that title off of Dominic Mysterio yet. Not quite yet. Although I am expecting by SummerSlam, Finn is going to get fed up and challenge for that title.
Yeah.
So let's keep it on Mysterio for a good minute now. Let's go ahead and keep it on there. But that's my take. Cell got Penta. If there is nobody at ringside,
as long as there's no ringside interference or anything of that nature, then yeah, Penta walks with this title.
Right on. Next match. Well, I messed around, pressed the wrong button per usual. Speaking of Jacob, fatal four-way match. Jacob, LA Knight, Damian Priest, and Drew McIntyre. And be advised, I'm getting word that Drew McIntyre is battling a injury. I'm gonna have to look at that in a moment to see if that is accurate or not. But
hopefully not.
Yeah, hopefully not. Damian Priest has become a solid mid-level guy who is filling up the spots when they need him to, and he's doing an exceptional job of it. So that way he can transition back into a heavyweight champion because people had trouble getting behind him. I was already sold on Damian Priest, but what they're doing right now is they're trying to get some more backing behind him. So he's going to have to hang around that mid to United States Championship card.
Yeah.
And hang around there. I don't think they want to give him a tag team championship. They want him to focus on the single title so that way you got your heavyweight champion. So that's LA Knight is notch over Damian Priest. And Drew McIntyre is always going to be Drew McIntyre, honestly. And coming down to Titantron, friend of the show, ladies and gentlemen, Hassan is in the building. Hassan, what's good, man?
Hassan, what's poppin'?
Salute to everybody. What up, Christopher? What up, Celluloid?
What's going on?
No, I'm just chilling. I can't wait for backlash. But go ahead, Christopher. Go ahead, finish what you got to say.
Message. For the United States title, like I said, I ain't ready to get out, take that belt from Dominic. I'm damn sure I ain't taking it away from Jacob Fatu. Now, the good news is you can put Solo or whatchamacallit on the sideline, and he can still retain the title. So this is good. You can put them on the sideline. I still have Solo walking out of St. Louis as still United States champion. What? Sorry, which I got?
No, go ahead, Hassan.
For me, Jacob has to win, and I think he has to hold it to WrestleMania. He can bring more value. I can see him, making more interesting. He needs to keep at least to next year WrestleMania. If not WrestleMania, then Survivor Series for Jacob Fatu.
I was gonna say if he make it that far, then you need to transition him to WWE champion.
Yes, absolutely. I don't see Jacob holding the title that long. I think this was a moment for him to get over, but I don't see him holding that title too long. I like Jacob. I just it's Jacob. Yeah. And without his and unfortunately, okay, let me take it back. This is the only way I see Jacob keeping that title. He has to do everything solo, because if everything is always going to be an interference for him, then he's going to lose that title. But if we get Jacob the way that he's been well, I'm sorry, the way that he performed by himself with no interactions whatsoever, then yes, I can see Jacob staying the champion. But we all know that, you know, well, this is just me, in my opinion. If there always have to be as a backup to who you are, then you're not doing it on your own. I don't see Jacob holding that title not for long, unless
But Sel, look at it like this: if he holds the title that long, he can build up a feud with Solo till SummerSlam at least.
I mean he could, but with
Because
Paul,
that's coming.
yeah, with what Paul Heyman just did, he pretty much just put all of them on blast and pretty much said that I've been the sacrificial stunt dummy for everybody. And I mean, when you really look at the history of that, he's not lying. So where does that put Solo? Because if Jacob is there and he's at the top, what's that doing for Solo? Putting Solo up against Jacob is not doing nothing for Solo. That's not doing nothing for Jacob. If anything, that's just something that we all see that should not be happening. Well, in my opinion, that should not be happening. Why would you put the title on Jacob just to then turn around and have that title threatened by Solo? That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, but by long-term storytelling, it will make sense. Jealousy, like you got the title this fast. I have to wait a long time to get my So you got to give it time to SummerSlam, and
I can see that angle, but at the same time, though, what do you do with Solo until then? Do you just have him sitting and waiting in the wings until then? You got to have something. First of all, you can't just wake up and have a title shot. Just because you're Solo, that doesn't mean anything. You got to actually do something on your own. So if you think about it, if you put what he's been doing over the last 2 months, right? Let's factor in 2 months. What has he been doing on him for himself, by himself, to really solidify or put him in that first contender spot for that title? That has to be taken into consideration. Unless we're just going to wake up tomorrow and Solo's just going to be the number one contender. Only because of jealousy. Because if you're just now jealous because he got the belt, how long have you been jealous? It's now, okay, fine. I'll work with you on that angle for a second, Hassan. So that means that you've been jealous and you've been purposely interrupting everything that Jacob has been had going on just because you wanted some of the spotlight too. Now, if that's the angle they're going to go with, that's an acceptable angle. But still, you still got to have build up to it. It can't just be, oh, I've been jealous of you this whole time and now I should be the first contender. Now I've been jealous of you this whole time and I'm going to show you over a small length of period why I've been jealous, and then we're going to have that build up, and then now we can get that heat generated to where now we can have that match. I'm just thinking about the psychology of wrestling. You can't just wake up tomorrow and just have a title match. It's kind of weird to me.
No, you're right. That makes sense.
I mean, I talked to a few people. A few people was kind of felt like that's what happened with Jey and with Gunther. I mean, don't get me wrong. Jey has been having some steam behind him for quite some time, but did he really deserve that match with Gunther?
No.
We'll get into that.
My bad.
I got something to say about that. But
yeah, we're definitely going to get into that. So I got Fatu. Who do you got?
Who's Fatu going up against again? I lost track.
LA Knight, Damian Priest.
LA Knight.
I got to see if he's winning.
LA Knight.
And
wait, you think he's gonna win?
Damian Priest. No, I said Damian Priest already. Drew McIntyre. I'm sorry.
Oh, LA Knight.
All right, you got LA Knight. Hassan, who you got?
No, I got Jacob retaining. If not Jacob, then maybe Damian Priest.
Okay, and for the Intercontinental Championship match, who do you got?
I mean, I really want Penta to win, but I think Dominic needs to hold the title longer and build it up with Finn Balor. Maybe Money in the Bank, the blow-up match, or till SummerSlam. Because it's going to happen eventually. Finn Balor is going to lose his mind, Or he's going to cause him at Backlash, and then they go from there. If they're going to go with that route, that's how they got to do it. Finn Balor causing Dominic. Okay. But that's a short reign. He needs to keep it a little bit longer, though. So Dominic has to win.
All right, and Shout out to my guy Pleasant. He said Jacob is winning, and he said Dom is retaining the title. But El Grande Americano will interfere. I forgot. I
No,
keep
I
forgetting.
don't think so. No.
There's that interference part. I'm telling you, it's always the interference part.
Yeah, I don't. They gotta do something with this.
Damn, but
Let's
that.
talk about what do we think about El Grande Americano?
I mean, it was all right while it lasted. They need to end that already.
Okay. Well, El Grande Americano. What's your take on it, real quick?
Americano.
Yeah, you're big on them.
Yeah, I'm kind of liking him. Americano. I mean, Grande, he's. I'm not there yet. I'm not sold. I'm not sold on Grande. That's my biggest problem. Americano, he kind of sells me.
Well, El
Americano
Grande
makes me
Americano,
want
right,
to
right.
watch.
You're not really sold on El Grande Americano, but he is. He's starting to be
He
legitimate.
got a little bit of seasoning. He just
Right.
ain't got the sauce yet. That's the best way I can really.
Yeah, he don't have that lucha. He's not. He doesn't. See, when it comes to luchador wrestling, we'll get to Pat and Gunther. When it comes to luchador wrestling, there's something about it. Seems there's some perfections. It's seamless and it just runs smooth. And El Grande Americana, it's not luchador smooth. It's like because you know how when it comes to American stuff, it doesn't taste like the authentic cuisines. Like if you go to Italy and eat there, their Italian food tastes different than the American version. You go to China, same thing. So when we go to luchador wrestling, what do we get? Americanized version of it, so it's not as seamless, but it's getting there. I'll say that. Now, third match, Pat McAfee versus Gunther. We all agree. I think we can all agree. I think we can all agree that this is supposed to be a one-sided ass whooping.
One-sided.
No, I mean McAfee's gonna get a couple, hits here and there, but he better lose. Gunther cannot.
Yeah, you better.
See, this is where the spirit of wrestling comes in with me, right? What's the point? I don't. What's the point? Like, is it? Will it be entertaining to watch? Yeah, it'd be fun to watch Pat McAfee get his ass kicked. But if they dare let Pat McAfee win against Gunther, I know it's a work. It's definitely work. It's not a shoot at all.
Yeah.
It's not. Ain't no way in here. So now, because if you all right, he just lost to Jey, right? If he loses to Pat, what does that say about Gunther? Is now so you mean to tell me so WWE is now going to literally drain the stock out of Gunther from the bottom out by making him lose to Pat McAfee? Now, unless there's something going on behind the scenes, because we have seen how wrestlers have gotten punishments for behind the scenes antics.
Right. I don't get that from him.
Yeah, I don't get that from him. So again, psychology of wrestling. What would be the point? Yeah, we all know Pat McAfee about to get his ass whooped. We know that.
Yeah. And also there's also a thing about can you put a wrestler? How good are you putting a wrestler over? Let's go back to WrestleMania 39. I think Brock Lesnar did a good job of doing what he can do against Omos. And even better, because I believe Seth got punished. Because the backlash the following month was in Puerto Rico. There was no storyline generated that made sense for Seth Rollins to go up against Omos. However, I salute Seth Rollins. Now, granted, he walked out of a match before the match started. So that could have been his punishment. And what did Seth Rollins do with the smile on his face? He sold the hell out of that match leading up to it. It was actually a good match. One of these days, we'll figure out how we can start reacting to wrestling matches. Omos versus Seth Rollins was pretty damn good. And that was a stacked pay-per-view. Because you had Zelina go against Rhea Ripley. You had Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest. And the main event, you had Brock Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes. So for that stacked match and for a squash match, Seth Rollins did a hell of a job trying to put Omos on, although he did win the match. So the reason why I'm saying this is I think Gunther's going to win. My prediction, Gunther's going to win. However, how well can you sell Pat McAfee as a wrestler? That's going to be the goal. Somebody as superior as you, how can you sell Pat McAfee? Because obviously Austin Theory, that was well matched. Any of his matches in NXT was well matched. Now you're going up against a legitimate heavyweight main eventer. Can you sell us McAfee? How good of a salesman you is? That's Gunther's job for this Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Being that his job, we know that Gunther is really good at pulling through, holding his weight. Still upset about the whole Jey Uso thing, but at the same time, I'm not mad. Like we said in our first prediction, if Uso wins, I'm happy for him. But I suspect that Gunther's going to win. As far as this Saturday, though, I still haven't been sold on the whole purpose of the match. Because again, what do I say? What do I always say, Chris? What happens after this? What is this setting up for next? You see what I'm saying? So is this just a one-off? Because remember, they did the same thing with the King, with Jerry King Lawler, right? They would bring him in for those special attraction matches. Thank you, pleasantly, a filler match, right? So if this is just a filler match, what's next? Is this going to be Gunther's run to getting back to the title? Because if that's the case, hey, I'm all for it. Beat the hell out of Pat McAfee. Please,
no,
brutal.
I think for me, I like to see Gunther go for the Money in the Bank. He's enraged. He wants his title back. They won't give him the rematch, and then slowly builds up to the Money in the Bank and gets his Money in the Bank, then cashes in and becomes champion again. Ooh, and that's good momentum for him.
Gunther in the ladder match will be interesting. I don't know if he can sell a good ladder match. We'll see. That would be interesting.
I mean, hey, Rock and Triple H had a ladder match. They didn't do none of the high fly, but they still had a good match. It was a good ladder match.
True. Could you imagine Gunther big ass on a damn ladder reaching up?
He got to climb a couple of steps and he already there.
Exactly. And then somebody knocking him off the ladder. Oh yeah, yeah. If you want to hurt Gunther, yeah, that's the way to do it. Go ahead, do it.
Yep.
I never seen Big Show on the ladder.
I think I have, and obviously that he ain't won a ladder match to save his life, so we can agree on that. But yeah, I think this is unanimous. Gunther is going to demolish Pat McAfee.
It's probably going to be like a 5-minute match, you know.
I hope not. For five matches, it better not be.
Well, for this one, it better be. If it stays long, Gunther's going to look bad. He's coming as the dominating force, you know.
Yeah, that's true. This will be a squash match, but they're gonna have to add a couple more matches to it. Given Friday Night SmackDown, I can see them adding another match. I will imagine something involving the girls, like what do you call it? Tiffany, a 4-way. Yeah, matter of fact, a fatal 4-way for the women's championships. Tiffany Stratton, Jade Cargill, Nia Jax, and Naomi. Yeah, I could definitely see that, but I think it's too late for them. But they need to add probably one more match if that Gunther match is going to be 5 minutes.
Yeah. I'm not really
straight to the wrestling gods. It's not 5 minutes.
Yeah. I definitely don't like 5 matches. I like it like how it used to be, like 8 matches, 7 matches, 9.
Yeah, yeah. Triple H is going with the less is more, and it's like I don't know how I feel about that.
But I'm pretty sure they're gonna have a surprise for us. Either Goldberg come in, Rock.
That right there is why I think this match is going to happen because I still think we're getting Gunther versus Goldberg. However, I wouldn't mind seeing Goldberg versus Braun Breaker. That is they're literally identical,
I'd pay for that two
except
times.
one, except one can wrestle. What's up?
I'd pay for that 2 times. Two
Oh
times
yeah,
I'd pay for that.
Goldberg versus Braun Breaker, literally the past versus the future. We shit.
Okay. 2 questions. Which pay-per-view? And you think Goldberg will see himself losing, or his ego gets it? No, I gotta win.
Uh, it'll be his last match in his SummerSlam. It'll be his last match, and it is going to be SummerSlam. So,
I mean, if he's gonna face Gunther, it's got to be the one in Germany, right? They have like an event in Germany this year.
um, what's going on in Germany?
Bash of Berlin or something like that.
Okay, yeah, bashing something. That's one thing. I just heard of Crown Jewel's going to Australia this year, which is interesting. But we'll see. They already announced Goldberg is getting a retirement match soon a while ago, so I'm assuming they're gonna be Gunther's big moment after losing the title, most likely at SummerSlam. Yeah, Goldberg's final match is gonna be at SummerSlam, and if it is Gunther, I do see that being the spark to do a whole 180 and get back towards the world title if he doesn't go on a losing streak.
Well, we'll see. What's next?
Yeah, it's gonna be SummerSlam. Next match, the Women's Intercontinental Championship, Lara Valkyria versus Becky Lynch.
Becky.
Given how Raw ended, yeah.
No, Lario. No, I don't think Becky's gonna win because for one reason, that was gonna build up her heelish heat. You know, she lost, now she's getting more frustrated. I don't think she needs that win, you know. Even if she loses, it won't affect her. And that way she can be more outrageous, you know, more vicious. The upcoming Raw and the next pay-per-view following.
None of the girls need the U.S. title or the Intercontinental title, but it's something nice to have for your resume, especially if you won all of the championships that you could possibly win. Now, let me think about that. Because I'm thinking about how will you play this angle to come back to win and lose to beat up your partner just to lose again. I don't know if I see that in the cards. I really don't.
Yeah, it's building up the next generation, you know, and that way, like I said, it fires up Becky too. Like I lost, and then she can complain about it the following on Raw, you know.
I mean, it could work, but it's Becky though. Like Becky is Becky Lynch. If she loses, okay, what does that do for Valera if she wins?
It builds her character. Oh, you defeated Becky Lynch, and she moves on to the next challenge. Now, that's on her if she drops the ball, then, or WWE drops the ball for her.
Who's after Becky?
As far as
if I have a problem pronouncing her name all the time. How you pronounce her name again?
Lyra
Valkyria.
Lyra. I always say Laura. If Lyra wins against Becky, who's next after Becky?
Either they have a rematch and like a hardcore match or whatever, or they bring in Rhea. Rhea gets in,
and that's the thing I want to avoid.
Yeah,
Rhea,
I don't think I want Rhea getting that Intercontinental.
yeah,
That's like the
that's what I want to avoid.
No, but why is that way? It gives the Intercontinental more like something the ladies can fight for. Oh, Rhea went after, so I can go out. If they're
Well,
not, if they can get the women's title, they can go for the Intercontinental.
Well, here's the thing, Hassan. When it comes to the Intercontinental Championship and the United States Championship, women just didn't have that championship. They only had one. So they don't, and now they got two tag team champions that they can go after, and also more heavyweight championships. I don't think they need any more motivation because it's literally right there for them to grab. So I don't know if they
Rhea
need more
is it
motivation.
gonna be- No, but look at it like this as well. Because if Rhea keep being in the main event of the Raw Women's Title scene, people can get tired of that eventually. So let's balance it. Give other people main event spots for the women's title and stuff. So that way people be more interested. Oh, now I want Rhea back in the main event.
yeah, but if you put Rhea back in the main event, everybody already has a soft spot in their heart for Rhea. You see what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, I have nothing against Rhea, but how many times in the spotlight in the last 3 years? How many times have you seen Rhea in the spotlight? She's always got the spotlight. And I'm not saying that 3 years is a max out for the spotlight, but that shouldn't be our go-to mind every time we talk about something big in women's wrestling in the WWE. It shouldn't always be Becky Lynch, Nia Jax, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, and all. Where's the new blood at? You see what I'm saying? So, nah, Becky Lynch needs to keep the title. Becky Lynch needs to keep the title, and Rhea needs to find a new head to hunt. I mean, don't get me wrong, everybody should be going after the belt, but how many times have Rhea had a belt on her now?
A lot.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, it was a lot.
I rest my case. I rest my case. Now, the same argument can be made about what just recently happened with John Cena. Yes, it was great that John Cena won and he got the belt for the 17th time.
17.
Okay, but are we trying to recreate another John Cena with Rhea?
Nope.
Oh, okay, cool.
I
Leave
get it.
Rhea out of it. Let her find a different hill to climb.
And speaking of John Cena, main event 17 versus 14. Um, who's winning and why?
Well, Cena has to win. Why? Because it's too soon. If he loses it, then that whole build-up is useless. He needs to hold it for longer. Now, it doesn't mean unless WWE does a swerve and they trick everybody and have Randy win. But you never know. But I think it's too soon. I think Cena's gonna win.
Yeah, I
Till
don't.
till Survivor Series. I think that's the last pay-per-view of the year.
Yes, Survivor Series is the last pay-per-view of the year. I don't know where Cody Rhodes been at, but uh, we're definitely going to see in that regards. But yeah, I got John Cena holding the title.
Only because of storyline do I have John Cena holding the title.
Yeah,
As
because
a
go ahead, my bad.
no, only because of storyline do I see John Cena keeping that title, and because this is his last year, then we still it's still a few things that he got to do before he just walks out the door. But I don't see them taking that title off of him right away. I think he just got it. Would I like to see Randy take it? Hell yeah, I would like to see Randy take it. I mean, hell, Randy's up there in age. I don't know how much time we got left with Randy, but at the same time, it's John Cena. Plus, I'm still mad at John Cena because he ain't premiered that new song yet. How you up here being a heel and you done won that WrestleMania? You still ain't produced that new song yet? No,
Yeah, that's disappointing. That
Yeah. I want Randy to win. Yep, just because he ain't put out the new song yet. How about that?
All right,
just because.
yeah, this is going to be a great storytelling and a end of a chapter. But we got John Cena. John Cena 2-1. Me and Hassan got John Cena. Still got Randy Norton. But I would love to see Randy do something in his hometown, like win the title. That would be beautiful. But I don't think
But
it's too
it
far.
has happened before when the champion won and they lost it in a month. So
Sure. Yeah. Yes,
that
I
is
believe you. Totally believe you.
It's happened plenty of times. It's happened too many times. Where we get a champion for you. They known as 30-day champions, right? And there's no way John Cena's about to be a 30-day champion now that he's champion number 17, or at least having the belt 17 times.
but
But
he was though still when he won his 16 from AJ
yeah,
Styles. He
yeah,
lost
I
it to
know. So, well, are we about to get that? We about to get a repeat of that? No, I doubt it. Not storyline wise. Would I love for it to happen? Hell yeah. And now, if he come out to that new song, then yeah, Randy go kick rocks. That's how bad. That's how bad I am.
It ain't happening as much as I want it. Lord knows I want it, but we'll see.
What if we wait to the very end of the year to play that new song? It'll piss me off.
Yeah, that's gonna send me into a frenzy. All right, y'all. That is our predictions. WrestleMania Backlash. It will be this Saturday, and like I said, I ain't forget. We will do a live show reaction one of these days. You have my word, just not right now. All
Wait,
right.
isn't
Yes.
it Jay? My bad. Isn't it Jey Uso wrestling this Saturday?
No. And let's get it. Let's get into that right now. Because he main evented Raw yesterday with Seth Rollins,
Mm-hmm.
and ever since Royal Rumble, Jey Uso has got nothing but criticisms, like about his wrestling style, professional style. Can he do it? Can he get put over? So, excuse me. Based off of, and also in between times, you never know if he can really shut out a show. Although he fought Roman SummerSlam a couple of years back. Is Jey Uso a legit main eventer for the title?
Hard to argue that he's not. I'm gonna tell you why. How many times have you seen Jey Uso come out and the whole entire crowd is behind him? Plenty. How many times have you seen Jey Uso performing in the ring and the crowd is behind him? Plenty. How many? You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of the champion that should not have been champion. Name of Daniel Bryan. Remember that guy?
Who?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Say that one more
Yes.
time.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Daniel Bryan.
Yes. Daniel Bryan was never supposed to be the champion. But what happened? The WWE couldn't just take away. He got over. He didn't have to get over with the company. He got over with the crowd, and the crowd is what makes the company because the crowd is what fills the seats. If you have someone who could put asses in chairs, how are you going to deny them? Right?
Right, because if it was up to if Vince had a little bit more influence,
Mm-hmm.
he would never have been champion. Daniel Bryan would never have been champion.
Correct the moment.
Because you have to really, and I always implore people go to these wrestling matches, see these people in real time. Because even then, Vince had his own style of how he wanted his champions to look like.
Mhm.
Of course, Daniel Bryan did not fit that mold. Jey Uso, right now, does he fit that main event role?
No.
He don't look like the typical superstar from the past because Vince already had it made up what he wants.
Mhm.
Now you're seeing a lot of smaller guys, undersized guys, and they don't look like men. They don't look like they can carry the company on their back by themselves. Jay, right now, as far as carrying the company on his back, I would say no. You better thank God that there's somebody else on the other brand that's holding the title.
Well, first, he's not even headlining this pay-per-view. Two, he just like temporarily main eventer until they find the next guy. Like, you know how they built Kofi Mania? He got the title. but Vince never saw him as a long-term champion. And then boom, he lost to Brock Lesnar. Same thing with Jay's. Same thing with Jinder
They talking
Mahal.
about yeah, right, right, right.
Yeah, yeah. So Jey Uso better enjoy whatever he got. Eventually, he's gonna end, and I don't see him in the main event anytime soon. After if when he loses, you know, he's like a temporarily main eventer.
Who would he lose to?
Hmm. I think whoever wins the Money in the Bank.
Ooh, ah,
And for me, I want Jacob Fatu to win, Gunner, or
ah. Well, that will keep it in a bloodline family.
Mhm.
I can never pronounce the last name. Anawai. That's not it.
I know.
I don't eat I don't eat family. I'll definitely keep it in there. But
unless they a miracle and they let Finn Balor win.
now Finn is a long overdue for a heavyweight championship run. But we'll talk about that in another time. Then in that case, what about last night? On the scale of 1 to 10, what do you guys rank the main event last night?
8.
An
7.
8.
Yeah, I
That
got a
was
solid 8.
that was a good. That was a hell of a. It's like NOY. Oh, NOY family. Thank you, Pleasant. NOY. Thank you, because I can never get that to save my life. But that was a good match because no, okay, that might be fair. That might be fair. Last night was a good match because keep in mind the hate that Jey Uso kept on receiving ever since he won um, Royal Rumble. Never in the arena, outside the arena, online. Jey Uso is this, Jey Uso is that. Jey Uso can't do this, he can't do that. He's been hearing all that for a few months. Then he made Gunther tap out. And now we're here, and it's like, me personally, I need him to kick it up a notch. He needs to kick it up a notch because there's something about this Jey Uso where it's like this is going to be a very forgettable title reign.
Mm-hmm.
That's how dangerous it is. I appreciate last night's main event. He keeps doing all that, he's going to be just fine. But also that might be his crutch. You can't hear the fans online. You hear the fans in the stands, and every last one of them is cheering for you. Now, of course, that could mean the reports are fabricated or false. However, for somebody that's not supposed to be a main eventer, the crowd is getting behind him to the point where, like, wherever Jay goes, we go. We have to put him in that spot. But I don't know if he's fully ready to embrace that role yet as a solo artist.
And also, this is a bad look for the world title, not headlining the pay per view. You know,
Correct. But you got to sell these tickets, and right now, I don't even want to look at the financial numbers. But
Wait, you said it's a bad look because it's a world title that's not on pay-per-view?
yeah, it's supposed to be. They should have built that match to the Backlash at least. So that was
which match?
The Seth Rollins and Jey Uso. So that way it gets a pay per view. Oh, the world title is headlining a pay per view.
Yeah, but
yeah, because
to serve the meal, you got to first season it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? This was you good over there? What you missing?
Oh, I was looking for my something that I probably left at work, and if I gotta go get, I'm be pissed. But y'all keep going.
Yeah. To serve the meal, you got to prep it. You got to season it. You see what I'm saying? This was although I give the match in high regards with Jay and Seth. This sets up something down the line, right? You got it. One of my favorite pay-per-views of all time. Undertaker and Stone Cold Steve Austin, right? How many interactions, how many matches have they had prior to that pay per view? You see what I'm saying? How many matches did Shawn Michaels and Undertaker have prior to that pay per view? How many matches did Stone Cold Steve Austin and Bret Hart have? Now it's some that it didn't happen enough, such as The Rock and Hulk Hogan, but still, this was just something to give everybody a taste. Even though I knew from that match, from the way that, especially because the way Paul Heyman laid it out, anytime, any place, and the way that Jay responded, I'm like, oh yeah, it's happening tonight. Like I already know what's up. This is happening tonight. But yeah, this is just something to just season. This is something to just speckle a little bit, and then we get the full plate next time. This today that match that they had, that was just a appetizer. You ain't get the full, you ain't get the entree yet. So we're gonna get.
Okay, now let me ask you this question:
Uh-huh.
the next pay per view is Cena gonna main event, or they gonna let Jey Uso main event?
They need to let Jey Uso main event.
Huh?
They need to let they need to. He said the next pay per view is Cena, or is Jay gonna main event?
Well, first, let me see if I can find the name of that. Their next pay per view, which is just gonna be a long ass list.
Presently says, does anyone care about this Jay and Logan match they're building? Logan attacked him after Raw went off air. Great. Now let's talk about that for a second. Do you dare put a belt on Logan Paul right now?
Not that. Oh, damn.
No.
Okay, not the world heavyweight title. Okay,
Damn.
I'm just making sure that.
I forgot you was doing. Damn.
Do you dare put a belt on Logan Paul right now? So we're gonna put a world heavyweight championship belt on a podcaster on a YouTuber, right? And I'm not saying that Logan doesn't deserve a belt, but the world heavyweight champion belt. Yeah, okay. All right. Okay.
Next pay per view is
Money in the
Bank. It's not.
Because
Well, yeah, Money in the Bank, but then again, you still got Saturday Night.
because they doing. Yeah, that's in what, in 2-3 weeks, Saturday night, and the same day they do.
They got chill with these turnarounds.
Yeah, and they doing the Money in the Bank the same night as World Collide with
And
NXT and AAA.
And I can't wait to be there for Worlds Collide. Listen, Jay ain't main eventing while Cena's around. I agree. He's not. That would never happen. If Seth couldn't main event, whenever Roman showed up, Jay ain't either. Good point. Especially for the marketing of Cena's last match to each respective event/venue.
Oh wow, they doing
I don't know.
NXT. They doing NXT Battleground with Double or Nothing May 25th. Same night.
Well, NXT is going to win that one. If AEW wins, that's good for them because you're still talking about a $50 or $60 pay per view that people are paying for. So good for them on that one. But I don't ever, in no lifetime, I see Jey Uso being main event over John Cena. Matter of fact, how many more dates does he have left? He went to SmackDown, back to Raw, SmackDown. He'll be on SmackDown next week and Raw eventually. So that's 5. Do I have John Cena? He's already main evented Backlash. I don't see John Cena doing Saturday night main event. Money in the Bank, maybe. But the only reason why I'm saying this because we got to count down how many times he's going to be making these appearances and where these matches go. I don't think he's going to do all the pay-per-views. Nor do I think he's going to do all the Saturday night main events because they got another one in July 12th. How many main events are they doing this year?
Like 4 more because August is SummerSlam, June is Money in the Bank, Crown Jewel is in October. So we got one in July, September, and December, I think. And
That's
Survivor Series in November.
that's there's too many PLEs happening because we learned from Royal Rumble that PLE no we learned from Elimination Chamber. Saturday Night Main Event happened, then Elimination Chamber. It was very much Luke-ish until John Cena did the Ultimate Heel turn. But getting back to Jey Uso, I'm gonna credit Kevin Nash when he says he needs to get in the gym and start building some definition. He's gonna have to. I can slowly see something, but not enough to say you need this championship belt on you. At least Gunther did. Well, y'all remember when he was Walter, and y'all see how he is now. Put a belt on that man. Jey Uso. I like this guy. He obviously last night he proves he could close out a show, but as far as to be a legit main eventer, I like a household name. What did they say? Living room something. What is it called?
Living room, yeah.
Like when you're so famous, like they know you everywhere outside of mainstream America. Something.
I don't know that.
There's a saying, I forgot what it's called. A household name. There you go. Household name. I'm sorry.
You said living room. I'm like living room champ. Like what are you talking about?
Now, in my defense, I'm still getting over a flu or a cold. So let me just throw that out there. That was my one and only blonde moment. So
now I know one thing, and this is coming from the world of boxing, right? In the world of boxing, when you've been the champ for so long and you've had so many fights, there comes along this generation of fighters where they pretty much challenging you everywhere you go. And the reason it is because they see holes in your game. You're what's known as a Swiss cheese champ or a cheddar champ. When you're a cheddar champ, that's because everyone looks at you as easy cheese, right? Jey right now, I'm not saying that he's a cheddar champ because he just became a champ, but you need to look like you defending that belt even when you're standing still. Jey does not look like he's defending the belt even when he stands still. Nah, you can put that on someone who has the look of a heavyweight champ. If you think about some of the people who's been the heavyweight champ, just look at the, not saying their physique or anything like that, but just look at how it is that they hold that belt and how it is that they look in front of. Just put yourself behind the camera. Like imagine being in Gorilla and you have to call the camera shot that's going to make your wrestler look like the heavyweight champ of the world. Jey don't look like that right now. The outfit, the glasses, yeah. But does he look like a heavyweight champ of the world? No, he doesn't.
Christopher, real quick. The May 24th Saturday main event, John Cena's on the poster. So there's literally two Saturday main events. And they're doing 2 pay-per-views in August. This time Clash in Paris, not in Germany. So they're going to Paris.
For what do you call it? What's it called again?
Clash in Paris.
Clash of. They gotta work on these names. I like Bash. They should have just kept it in Berlin. Bash of Berlin sounds a lot better than Clash in Berlin.
Yeah, we all know when it comes creative. It's creative. Fuck it, I don't gotta be nice about it. It's creative. Let's call it what it is. It's creative, bro. Like we ain't got to tap dance around it. So it's creative.
Wait a minute, hold on. The Netflix documentary is coming out. We could talk about creators then. Just give it some time.
But Sel, me and you agree that Jey Uso should main event the next pay-per-view, right? Or you change
he definitely should. Just change
that is money in the bank. Because if he does not main event it, then the world title is thrown in the trash, you know? That's how I see it.
Can I be honest? Can I go on a little rant for a second about this money in the bank thing?
Go ahead.
It's the most unnecessary, useless piece of mechanic. Okay, so in fighting game terms, we have this thing called broken, right? Y'all remember this old school fighting game by the name of Street Fighter?
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay. In this old school fighting game by the name of Street Fighter, there was this character named Akuma. And in Street Fighter 2, Akuma had this thing that he could do in the air that most characters couldn't do in the air. They always had to do it on the ground. Guile, Chun-Li, Ryu, Ken, and can't remember who else. Sagat. They had these things called fireballs, right? But Akuma had this thing.
Dowson.
Dawson's fireball is not considered a fireball. It's weak. It's weak sauce. Weak sauce. All right. It's weak sauce.
Blasphemy.
Dawson's main thing was grabbing you and just hitting you in the head. But again, go back to this thing called Akuma, right? Akuma had this thing where he could throw 2 fireballs in there. He do 1, 2, and then he can get a combo with it. Now, here's my problem with Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank is a stupid mechanic. I'm gonna tell you why it's a stupid mechanic. Has it had some exciting things with R-Truth and a couple of people? Yeah, it has. No problem. But you know what you take away from when you use Money in the Bank? You take away from the moment that happened just to throw in a monkey. You're going to take a monkey wrench and be like, oh, this great moment, this wonderful moment that's happening. You got the Titantron going off. You got the flares. You got the crowd. Oh, here comes the Money in the Bank just to take all that away. For what? I hate Money in the Bank. I'm just being honest with you.
I think that they should have kept it at WrestleMania, not build a whole pay-per-view around it.
Money in the Bank should only be used for Saturday night championship matches, not for pay-per-views. That's just me.
So you're saying like every month because they do it Saturday night?
Yeah, once a month.
That's
You know how many Money in the Banks was used within the span of over the last 5 years? Every time you blink, oh, Money in the Bank, here comes the Money in the Bank. Come on, man, let me just get a straightforward match and just be done with it.
I mean, they did the same thing with Hell in the Cell as a pay-per-view. I'm glad they stopped doing that, you know? TLC, they kind of ruined the vibe of it. Hell in the Cell used to mean something. And now you just got to wait till October and you get the pay-per-view. I see what you're saying, yeah.
Yeah, it takes away.
Well, yeah, you're right, because the remaining pay-per-view, I don't know why they got Saturday Night Main Event as a pay-per-view, but I can kind of understand why. Saturday Night Main Event, Battleground, Worlds Collide, Money in the Bank. Another Saturday Night Main Event, 2 nights of SummerSlam, Clash of Paris, Crown Jewel, and Survivor Series.
And King Coop and World Collide and Money in the Bank on the same day. Well, same thing how they did WrestleMania and Stand and Deliver. Which I don't like how they do that, you know? 2 events the same day.
I don't mind it because get it out the way, especially NXT. So I don't. And NXT is always going to stand on their own and put on the show. So I have no problem with that. So
and look, did you see the poster for the Money in the Bank? They already have the poster. So I'm guessing he's coming back.
Excuse me.
Our boy Cody.
We'll see. I see John Cena on here, so yeah, he's definitely gonna be making an appearance.
John Cena's making all the pay-per-views, you know, because this is his final year, and the Money in the Bank. He's on the poster for the May 25th.
And I know we're kind of everywhere. Everybody, we're gonna get back to Jey Uso, but let me see something. When is he done? Okay, so what? He was on 36 minus 9, so what's that? 27. So 27, 26, 25. He got 25, and he'll be there Friday night 24, and Backlash is 23. After that, he's gonna have 23 appearances. Are we sure he's gonna make? He said he's gonna make every single pay-per-view.
I mean, yeah. I think he's gonna be less on SmackDown to make those pay-per-view appearances. He's gonna have like the Brock Lesnar schedule.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I'm just looking at all of this, but regarding Jey Uso, Jey Uso going solo. I'm not ready to bank on him as being the main eventer. He needs somebody. The Rock didn't need anybody. Stone Cold didn't need anybody. Triple H technically didn't need anybody, but it was good storytelling for him to have DX behind him.
Oh yeah, it was.
Or Legacy. No, not that's an Evolution. I'm sorry, I was thinking of Randy Orton. Sorry.
Oh, here's a good one. It might save Jey Uso. Do you think Sami Zayn or Jimmy might turn on him and have Sammy, or we can go back and redo the Jimmy and Jay feud? Or you guys prefer Sammy and the
Shit. I got Sammy doing it. Not Jimmy.
yeah.
Yeah, not Jimmy. Matter of fact, Jim, I think Jim and R-Truth is going to be working on the storyline. And don't be surprised, I'll call it here first. They're going to be World Tag Team Champions. I don't know when, but Jimmy Uso and R-Truth is going to be World Tag Team Champions. Because if you see their interaction the past couple of weeks, it's like, okay, I see they're slowly brewing this, but they're going to become a unit, and they're going to eventually go for the titles.
Yeah. And if Sammy does turn on him, hopefully he wins the title. That's the closest we're gonna get Sammy as a world champion. If that happens in the future.
I don't think Sammy's ever going to be world champion.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
What
He's going to be one of those great, like Charles Barkley, in my opinion, is the greatest basketball player to never win a title, win a ring. And you could also throw Allen Iverson in that mix as well. Sami Zayn's not winning the world championship ever. I don't see it. Even I don't think Jey Uso's a main eventer. Don't get it twisted. I ain't say he a slouch. I just don't think he's gonna. I just don't think Sami Zayn, to your question, is gonna ever win the championship.
I like to see Rusev win the championship. That'd be fun. Yeah, that'd be fun to watch.
Oh, and I was making fun of his bicep. His other bicep works just fine.
Yeah.
What's going on with his right arm? My bad, that's my dishwasher. I don't know what's going on with his right arm, but his left arm is just fine. So
with Rusev, they screwed that up years ago. McMahon screwed that up years ago. He could have been a world champion, but
well,
real quick, my bad. But did you guys see in the private chat? I put the list. The most wrestlers been the most pay-per-views. Randy Orton, 10 more, and he'll reach 200. And it shows you their first pay-per-view and the most.
Do we have 10 more pay-per-views coming out of Randy Orton though? I don't.
Well, after Backlash, he's gonna have 9 more, so he's almost there.
Yeah, I don't.
No, he has 1 more or 2 years of Randy. I can see a year or 2 in Randy Orton.
Yeah,
Randy Orton's running out of storylines. I never thought I'd be saying that, but Randy Orton's running out of storylines.
After Cena leaves, what other storyline does he have? That's the John Cena problem. That's the John Cena problem. Presley says 10 pay-per-views isn't that many. He can crack that. Cool. After Cena leaves, who do you put on? You put Gunther back on him?
He can go after the Miz.
What's the point of going after the Miz? Now you're pulling a creative. We're just throwing names at you.
We're not doing that.
Okay, the Miz, he's like the second longest employee right now. So he's been there since 2004.
Great. What storyline do you bill him in with Randy?
I mean, he can say, I'm almost been here as long as you, and I don't get respect. I don't get the main event, and the Miz is good at that, and they can build that up. And Randy Orton can mock him and turn him down.
I think you have a better chance at putting the LA Knight up against Randy, or bring back the Gunther thing, or do something with Rusev, or do something with Sammy. Miz is a mid Carter. That's just the way I see Miz right now. I
Well,
don't see
Sammy,
him-
that's
I like what Miz is doing with Carmelo Hayes.
right.
yeah. Well, Sammy's is fresh. We haven't seen that yet, so we can go with Sammy and Randy.
What the hell I get a hangnail on the inside of my thumb? It's backwards.
Mm.
Anyway, what else we got?
Just to what last thing? What does Jey Uso have to do to be in that main event, to be an official main event? Because I'll go first. We get more of last night. I would say he's a main event before SummerSlam.
Yes.
Yeah.
Last night, he needs to get some definition.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
He needs to start looking like a world champion. Even Rey Mysterio's short and all look like a world heavyweight champion. Now, the only exception to the rule is Kevin Owens. Other than that,
It's Kevin Owens. So
Oh,
it's Kevin Owens.
yeah,
yeah, but Kevin Owens after the neck surgery, he's not going to be the same. How long does he have? You know?
I mean, they said, well, hold on. I got to defend Kevin Owens for a second. They said Edge wasn't going to be the same. Look where Edge is now.
Yeah, but Edge took 10 years off, then came back, broke his leg. Now he's on his way out too. Even though Daniel Bryan, he took 6, 8 years to come back, and he's retired. So,
Right. So,
and don't forget, Kevin Owens in his 40s. So if, even though he takes 10 years, 8 years, he's going to be almost 50 by then. At least Edge did it when he was like 32 when he retired, 34.
yeah. Unless he does what Perk Angle did. Unless he do unless he get the Mexican supplements, and that Korean neck.
I want to fight you just on general principle, and I can beat you.
leave
Kurt on the perk, baby.
alone.
Kurt on the perk, baby.
He'd definitely be fired, you know.
Yes, he would. Yes, any wrestler on Percocets is top of it.
Damn.
Hey, listen, look. Just throw a loophole at creative. Everyone gets one perk a night. That's all you get.
Wait, one question for everybody. How things are right now and how everything is playing out. Who you think is gonna win Money in the Bank? You have to guess.
I have no. It's too early. I don't even know who I will even put in there. It's too early. Now you're going by the poster. You got Penta. You got Penta. You got Gunther. You got Seth. You got Jacob Fatu, CM Punk, and Cody Rhodes.
Penta's not winning. He's new. There's no way in hell they can let him win. Jacob Fatu has a better chance.
But I will put him and Felix in the match together so they can go ham on each other.
Yeah, they're definitely gonna be in the match.
Yeah, it's too early to determine that. We're gonna have to wait till we get a little bit closer. And I had a list of pay-per-views. What happened to it? Okay. We're gonna have to wait till we get a little closer. Because after this Saturday, we got Saturday night main event, Battleground, Worlds Collide. So let's wait. Although they can't be waiting too long because Money in the Bank is June 7th. So they can't wait that long. But we'll see. We'll definitely see. But I think we can all agree if he just give us more of last night and he goes and he start taking some hit training or get his cardiovascular muscular exercises right and start building some definitions, I think Jey Uso is going to be fine. But right now, if I have to be objective, I cannot say I call him a solid heavyweight main event. I can't give him that not right now.
But Chris, you saying give us more how he did last night. He wrestled Seth Rollins. Now, who else on the roster can give us that match with Jay? Maybe Sammy, maybe Finn Balor, maybe Gunther again. Can you who else? On the Raw roster at least. Maybe Penta. That's 4 people.
As far as Penta's a what?
Like getting good wrestling matches out of Jey Uso. Because if they
Yeah,
put
but
him
they're
with other
not.
people,
That's a bet. They're not gonna. Uh, Jey Uso versus a luchador. I'm not confident in that. I'm not confident that he's gonna win that match or keep the title because he's kind of. I'm not saying Jay cannot wrestle. He's just kind of stiff with it. It's like you could tell it's something. I know that sounds a little bit blasphemous, but there's something with Jey Uso where I'm going to say I'm giving that slight edge to a luchador wrestler. I don't know what it is. Well, time will tell where he improves his game. But like I said, just give me more of last night, and he's going to be a legitimate main eventer. So
yeah.
that's what I believe.
No, he has it in him. He can pull, but depends who they put him against with. Not everybody's Seth Rollins.
No, everybody isn't Seth Rollins, and that's the problem. How many Seth Rollins matches can we get out of Jey Uso? But that's only up for him to decide. Can't be stiff. You got to look better. You got to be the biggest thing that has to be contingent upon all of this is consistency. We don't need just one Seth Rollins match. We don't need just one Gunther match. We need a consistency, an evolution to him getting better and better and better and defending that title as well. That's the biggest thing that has to take into consideration. But I mean, time will tell, man. It's all a matter of time and what he decides to do with it. Now, I personally say don't leave it up to creative. I say make your mark and take control of your own destiny. But it's up to Jey Uso.
Yeah, I noticed he's not wearing a lot of his paraphernalia as of late, which is fine, by the way, because you needed to lose all that gimmick stuff to even come across Gunther. So we'll see where he goes if he's deciding to bring that back. But I think we all agree he's not. I think me will agree that he's not a heavyweight main eventer, not just yet, but he's almost there. Hassan, do you feel the same way or no?
Yeah, I feel a little bit, but I don't see Jey Uso like a long main eventer. I think they're gonna treat him like Kofi, give him the moment, win here, win there, and they're just gonna take it off when the time is right, or they found that guy.
Well,
because look what happened to Kofi. He got the big moment. He got a WrestleMania, and his push, his matches was in. Like Vince can care less, and then he just fed him to Brock.
If yeah, we call that getting Kofi. If they Kofi Jey Uso, I'm really gonna look at Triple H funny in the light because what they did to Kofi Kingston was disrespectful. But we'll see. We'll definitely see. What is it? And Jay's limited. He's a tag wrestler, being a single wrestler. He has a tag movement. He needs someone to lead. I gotta agree. And for the record, we're open to being wrong, but this is something we see in Jay, and we want to see more in him. That's all we're saying. So I have to say, to answer the question, he's not a heavyweight main eventer just quite yet. He needs to do a couple more things. And I'll get into ageism later. He just needs to do a couple more things, and he'll get there. But
do you think
Do
you think they gave him the title too early? They should have waited.
Jey Uso?
Yeah.
Yes. Because I thought Gunther was going to walk out of WrestleMania as champion.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought I heard something.
No, you didn't hear nothing. That was just me blowing smoke.
Okay, no, not that. I heard somebody outside of my door. I need to.
Hey,
No, I got security camera. So
hey, it's been. I appreciate everybody coming to watch another episode of Wrestling Wednesdays. Some shit about to go down.
I'm good.
Not you got a belt, man. If you don't get that cheese champ belt up out of here.
I said I ain't got a belt. I got something else, but
No, I'm talking about Hassan.
No,
listen,
champion.
always within arm's reach at all.
Any final words, man?
Not much, man. I can't wait to see what's gonna happen. Again, just to recap really quick, I hope Penta takes it. I hope Randy wins against Cena. Becky Lynch, I think Becky Lynch needs to win that. Who else? Who else is on there?
The Jacob Fatu and
Jacob Fatu, the Fatal 4-Way, Gunther versus Pat McAfee,
LA Knight,
Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch.
I already said Becky.
And John Cena and Randy Orton.
Randy, yeah, that's yeah. We gotta wait to see what's in store. I hope they don't make the mistake and let creative take hold of this whole entire thing, because I already know what creator's going to do. Creator's going to creative, and that's just going to piss me off. And then we're going to have an episode of Wrestling Wednesdays, which is nothing but me up just here just ranting about everything that creative has messed up in the past 20 years.
And we are still going to wait for that. What's it called again? Damn it, it's on Netflix, where we actually get to see who the creators are and how did they make this beautiful product of ours. Sal probably thinks it's garbage, so we're gonna critique it. Trust me. Now, I gotta go because somebody is doing a little bit too much outside. So I just need to go just double check it. But Hassan, any last words?
Yeah, this has been a great show. I'm loving it. Backlash is gonna be. I hope that they don't disappoint us, but it's going to be a good pay-per-view, you know? And I really, really want Jacob to win. If not Jacob, then Damian Priest has to win. Other than that, salute to everybody.
All right, so please.
Salute.
These five matches, pay-per-view things. I know less is more, but I don't know. On paper, this looks like a 6 out of 10 pay-per-view in my opinion, but we'll see. And I'm expecting a squash match or wrestling match, excuse me. Damn, that's probably why he did do 5 matches, because there's not a lot of room for a wrestling match.
Nope, it's not.
Nope. So I won't be disrespectful. Well, we'll just wait till Saturday to see. But Sales, yeah, I gotta go. So let me go see who's causing all that commotion outside. But this has been Wrestling Wednesday, y'all. Like I said, I was sick last week. I'm good now. We will definitely be back to react to Backlash, SmackDown, and Monday Night Raw. And also, y'all go watch Chris Van Vliet's interview of the Hurt Syndicate. Excuse me, the Hurt Syndicate. We are going to go over that next week. I have my word. But it's been Wrestling Wednesday. Yes, sir. Wrestling Wednesday. Christopher J, Willie Will. We'll see y'all later. Peace out.
Deuces.